Hi, it's Ms. Parrott, and this video is about the immune system. The function of the immune system is to keep your body from getting sick. The immune system can get pretty complicated, but this video is being made for a middle school audience, so we're going to try and keep it simple. To understand how your body fights diseases, you have to understand a little bit about the diseases themselves. Some disease-causing organisms, or any microbe that's going to give you a disease, for example, a virus, a bacteria, some fungi, and some protists, they're called pathogens. So any microbe that could give you a disease is called a pathogen, and each pathogen is unique. And your body recognizes them as something other than you, as something unique by these projections, these proteins called antigens that stick out from the outside of your pathogen. In order to fight these pathogens, you have two major parts of the system. You have your external barriers, stuff on the outside that keeps pathogens from getting in the first place. And then you have leukocytes, your internal system, which is made up of different kinds of white blood cells. Outer barriers include, your actual skin, the mucus lining your nose, mouth, trachea, lungs, all this. You have acid in your stomach, so if you take something with disease in your stomach, that acid will break it down. You have enzymes in your saliva, in your tears, and other places that will break down pathogens. And so your body's pretty good at keeping pathogens out in the first place. But if they do get in, you have an internal system of leukocytes, which means white blood cell, leuko for white, cyte for cell, that will come to your defense. The first type of white blood cell, of leukocyte, is a phagocyte. Phagocytes, this word means an eating cell, a cell that actually eats. So you have these large white blood cells that will actually chase and track down a pathogen. It will engulf it, it will surround it with its actual whole cell, will wrap around it, bring it inside. Then once you have the bacteria inside of this cell, a lysosome, right, which is an organelle full of enzymes that break things down, the lysosome will fuse with that little package with the pathogen. It will break it apart, and then basically the opposite of how the white blood cell brought the bacterium in, it will basically poop the bacteria out. It releases all that broken down pathogen and releases it out of the body, or out of the cell into the blood. Then your blood will go through other parts of your body. It'll get cleaned out and removed from yourself. If your phagocytes can't catch whatever the pathogen is, other parts of your immune system kick in, and these are called lymphocytes. There are two major kinds of lymphocytes, B cells and T cells. We're going to look first at the lymphocytes called B cells. B cells are pretty great. They are really good at recognizing the antigens on the outside of bacteria. So antibodies are these Y-shaped proteins that are attached to the outside of B cells. Antibodies are antigen specific, which means they are shaped exactly to meet and to catch with a very specific bacteria and its antigen. So if you have your bacterial antigen and it attaches to the antibody sticking outside of the B cell's like, whoa, you're not from here. I'm going to make a whole bunch of these other antibodies to stop you. Antibodies can kind of be like handcuffs. They will actually trap part of the pathogen. They'll stop it from being able to continue and hurt your body. So our antibodies are released by the B cells. They're secreted out, and then they're going to go and bump into and attach to any particle that has those. The antibodies will attach to any of those that have the same matching antigen. So what you're going to end up with, you can see if you have a bunch of pathogens and then you got these antibodies clasp on at the antigens, it's going to make this big like clump of currently inactive pathogens. These are all clumped together. Again, it's like they have handcuffs and they can't function anymore, so they can't hurt you. After the B cells have excreted their antibodies, those antibodies have attached to the antigens of your pathogen. It's like handcuffed them, it's slowed them down, it's neutralized them, so that now your phagocytes can catch up and phagocytize, and they can eat they can surround and digest the pathogen itself, or cells infected with the pathogen. And then of course, again, that will die and it will release it out of the cell. The second kind of leukocyte are called lymphocytes. There are two different types of lymphocytes, B cells and T cells, just a reminder. So T cells are next. The kind that we're focusing on here are, you see it's like T sub C. This C means cytotoxic. So these are cyto, that's cell, remember? Toxic, which is poisonous, or it's gonna kill you. It's gonna squirt stuff out and kill you. So T cells, these ones are cytotoxic T cells. So here's your cell here, and it is going to make and release enzymes which are really good at breaking things down, and those enzymes are going to come into the presence of either your actual pathogen or a cell that's been infected with that pathogen. And as it does so, it's going to release these enzymes and it's going to destroy your infected cell. Hooray! So we've got either our antibody team happening up here with the B cells, or T cells just coming right in for the kill. What's great is your body will have now built up an immunity. Once your body has developed these antibodies, you've got B cells and you've got T cells that have been fighting the fight against some pathogen. You also have cells called memory cells. And these, see, we have a memory T cell, and this is E. coli. It's like, I will never forget you. And the reason you have memory cells is so that next time when that same pathogen tries to enter your body, your immune system can actually remember, it can recognize that pathogen early and do what it takes. It'll go ahead and start making those antibodies so that your immune system, your leukocytes can rally and come take it out. So that's the big picture. That is the big picture of the immune system. And I will never forget you.